Peace. Highest heart love. Welcome to the YouTube book reading of The Healing Power of Water by Dr. Masaru Emoto. I'm your moderator and narrator, Uriel Riley. Welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. It's such a greatness happening right now. It's raining. Thank you so much for all your prayers for LA, for all your support. It's raining right now. So I was like, it's time to read to the people. Peace, everyone. Yay! Happy Sunday. Perfect way to start out the week, right? All right. We pick up at page 149, chapter 10 of this wonderful, magical book. Peace, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Grab your book, your tea, or your water, and let it crystallize with this information. Chapter 10, The Waters of Life by Carrie Jost. Water is a mystery we can feel when we yearn to be by the sea, a river, or a lake when the weather is hot. Its presence balances the heat and reminds us that all life began in water. It speaks to our bodies. Within those bodies are the counterparts of the waters of earth, the oceans of salty water that bathe every cell, the rivers and streams which direct the three major fluids to the parts of the body that need them, the lakes and pools of the organs, which hold the reservoirs and inform the senses. Just like Earth, we too are 75% water. Water is feminine. It curves and moves in spirals, vortexes, and figure eights. It's also in a state of constant motion. If it becomes still, it stagnates and attracts the energy of decay or disease. The water within our bodies is also in constant motion, moving in the same ways as that of the earth. Water is both life-giving and life-sustaining. Water is able to grow and expand. It's also able to dissolve and expel solid particles. It's important that it has the ability to cleanse and purify itself. A lively mountain stream can expel the dissolved particles from a rotting sheep within 150 yards. Welcome, everyone. We're at the top of page 150, The Healing Power of Water. Energy in motion. We begin our lives in a sack of water, a warm ocean that's constantly rocking the new life within it. The fetus is at one with the sea, nurtured and supported through the waters of the mother's womb. This is the baby's first experience of receiving information, which is transmitted via the surrounding waters and the fluids along the umbilical cord. It's apparent to me from my healing work with clients that the mother's feelings are also transmitted through this medium. Trauma and shock will unsettle the fetus, while love, acceptance, and other positive feelings will nurture it. Over the years, it has become clear that water is affected by the subtlest of vibrations. Peace, everyone. Much love. Thank you, Frank. Peace. Including emotional states. Blessed water is at the heart of many spiritual traditions and is known to have healing properties. Now we have the findings from Emoto's work to show us visually the direct effect that emotions have on water. They change its structure. Positive thoughts and feelings create the most beautiful of frozen pictures, while negative ones result in distortion and discoloration. This is water receiving and transmitting information at an emotional level. Emotion, or emotion, can be seen as energy in motion, water in the body, whether it's the great ocean that bathes every cell, the rivers of blood, lymph, and cerebrospinal fluid, the little streams of the capillaries and minor nerves, or the great lakes of the stomach and the pools of the eyes can stop functioning optimally if there isn't enough of it or if becomes too still. See Chapter 6. When our emotions are unacknowledged or unexpressed, they too can become stuck and suppressed in a part of the body. See Chapter 7. They may consolidate into thoughts or belief systems, which then become patterns of thinking and behaving. From my experience, this is likely to occur in the fluids of the body and may result in disease, chronic conditions, and illness. We know from the work begun by Louis L. Hay that many biochemical problems and diseases states have an emotional aspect that is often gone unrecognized. Dehydration. In the page of 151, in the middle of page 151, dehydration. What happens when we become dehydrated? Dr. Feridun Bahat Mahageldi says that in his experience, it is chronic water shortage in the body that causes most diseases of the human body. When we lack water, we lose our vital connection with this life giving substance, and the result is stress in our physical systems. All the fluids of the body become affected. The information transmission is scrambled, and we no longer work efficiently on all levels. Without sufficient water, we're not allowing the fluid intelligence of life to nurture and sustain us. For example, when we're learning new things, the brain uses up a lot of water by connecting to what it already knows, adding the fresh information and attempting to make conscious what may at first be beneath consciousness. Drinking extra water helps hugely in the learning process. This has been tried in schools and other learning environments with great success. Peace, everyone. Thank you. Look at this. We're flying through this book, right? The nervous system, including the brain, operates in the cerebrospinal fluid. If this part of the body is lacking in water, then the brain and nervous system into a stressed state. Anxiety, panic, tension, difficulty with learning, and even clumsiness can result. Ironically, the stress itself can cause further dehydration as the nervous system needs more water to cope with any new situation. We can apply our understanding of water in a metaphorical way to the fluids of the body. We can easily check if a person is dehydrated using kinesiological muscle testing. This can tell. us the location of that problem, how it's affecting the system, and the trigger that set it off in the first place. Old traumas, shock, ongoing emotional states, and other difficulties may all trigger imbalances. A young woman came to see me because she was suffering from anxiety, panic attacks, and asthmatic breathing. I found that she wasn't dehydrated overall. She knew the value of drinking 6 or 7 glasses of water a day. She knew not to count tea, coffee, and fruit juice as water since the body treats them as food. Nevertheless, we found that her nervous system was dehydrated. For some reason, her body wasn't absorbing water in this area. Using kinesiology, I tracked the source of the problem, and we found that the trigger was a trauma in her family some years before. She remembered that her asthma had started then. This condition can be one of the signs of dehydration in the body. A potent approach to healing is to witness the trigger, accept it, and then find appropriate energy technique to restore the balance, health, and vitality. Here we use energy techniques to restore the young woman's nervous system to a state of full hydration. She didn't even need to drink any more water than before. After the treatment, her anxiety and panic decreased and her wheeziness disappeared. She was able to move forward in her life, leaving the trauma behind her. Top of page 153. Peace, everyone. Much love. Thank you for reading with us. The water element. When water spirals, it's making the movement of creation. All growth takes place in a spiral. Watch a fern unfurl, a bean grow out of the ground, or the petals of a rose unfold. You'll see this spiraling motion in operation. The DNA in the center of each of our cells is a spiral, a double helix that carries our inheritance. Ancestral influences are passed on through it, and also through the water element, according to ancient Chinese tradition. The emerging science of epigenetics is now showing us that we not only inherit physical traits such as size, eye color, and tendencies toward particular diseases, but also emotional states. These are often held in the water element and, in particular, in the kidney meridian, one of the paths of energy that run through the body. A young man came to see me wanting to be more confident and to take the next step on his path in life. He found it hard to think positively about himself and felt held back by his anxiety about change. We discovered that his DNA and kidney meridian were low in energy. Kidney energy problems often manifest as anxiety or fear. Muscle testing showed that he'd inherited an emotional pattern from his father and that it reached back in his ancestry for 16 generations. The pattern was one of anxiety and fear about change and moving on in his life, exactly what he was experiencing. He also recognized this in his father, an additional pattern from his mother, who'd been anxious about giving birth to her son, was also affecting his kidney energy. By working with the energy of the kidney meridian, we were able to restore balance to the DNA and the water element, and then hydration became optimal in every system in the young man's body. Now, free of the pattern of fear and anxiety, he found a spiritual teacher, made changes to his way of life, and began to feel good about himself. The water element in many ancient traditions is the one that relates to nourishing and nurturing. In the Native American tradition, Father Son brings his love and passion to Mother Earth, who receives this, and together they give birth to their daughter, Water, a goddess and the spirit of the plants, who brings life and beauty to the earth. It seems that we in the West have forgotten the ancient stories and the beauty of honoring the balance of nature that we can still see in other cultures. The first acupuncture point in the kidney meridian on the bottom of the feet is called bubbling spring. It's a major point for energy input. When we walk, this part of the foot acts as a pump and encourages the waters of the body to move. It's natural for them to circulate, and as already mentioned, if they become too still, they turn stagnant. To encourage movement, we can walk, run, or do whatever activity we enjoy. Figure eights will spiral the body's waters into motion and energize them. So, by encircling the body, we can enhance our flexibility and the flow of our waters. Belly dancers know this. A woman who was having eye problems with fuzzy sight and a slight gritty feeling in her eyes came to a seminar I gave about kinesiological ways of working with water. I see that the eyes as two of the lakes of the body. For a lake to stay healthy, it needs a throughput of water. So we muscle checked and found that figure eights would be a helpful remedy for this woman. She rolled her eyes in a sideways eight movement and then went on to move both her eyes and her neck in this way for a short time. Afterward, her sight became clear. Her eyes looked brighter, and the gritty feeling disappeared. The memory of water. We're moving into this last section of this beautiful chapter 10. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Sunday. What a beautiful day. Hey guys, we're getting rain in LA. Yay! The memory of water. I know it in my waters is an old saying. It may be accurate when we consider that water has a memory. It recalls what it's like to be healthy and strives for this state of perfection in its motion. It also remembers subtle energies that have passed through it. The memory is actually a vibration. This can be very powerful when information in the form of a vibration is introduced into the body. It can bring about healing to the entire system. Homeopathy works in this way, using the power of water to absorb and retain information that has been shaken into it. Flower essences, pioneered by Dr. Edward Bach, work in a similar manner, using the vibration of flowers and waters to trigger self healing. See chapter 20. I see we also read about this in the Healer's Manual about Bach's different flower remedies as well, right? Oh, it all coincides. There goes the figure eight. The magic, the DNA. The waters of the body are always ready to receive information from the environment. We continually receive and give out information through our sensory organs and also through our chakra system. The word chakra from the Sanskrit for will. These wheels of energy are vortexes, which are linked to the nervous and hormonal systems. They act as getaways from the subtle realms to the physical and from the body to the environment. In this way, we're connected to all life. The common factor here seems to be water. As we bring information into our bodies, our fluids pick up the data and send them to the relevant part of the system. Messages will also be sent out to the world around us. This will give us a particular kind of reception from the people we're with. Within the body, a similar system is in operation. Here, our waters are affected by the signals we give ourselves. Messages of love, appreciation, or kindness will affect us in a positive way, while negative feedback will eventually cause problems with our well being. Over the years of working in the field of natural therapies, I've become more and more aware of the importance of water. It's an obvious factor in creating and maintaining health and well being. Increasing research, including that outlined above, has pointed out that the way we treat water in the world and within our bodies is significant both for our own health and for that of the planet. We're all looking for vitality, happiness, and good health, and we have an ally: water. Water, agua, su. That's in Turkish. Once we acknowledge this and recognize its nurturing and healing powers, we can begin to feel it working for and with us. Water ties us all to each other and to every other life form on earth. We could begin by feeling connected to each part of ourselves. And that concludes chapter 10, which is going to take us into part 3. Coming up next time in The Healing Power of Water by Dr. Masaru Emoto. We have part 3 coming up. Yay! Spiritual and mythological perspectives. I thank you all, highest heart love and honor, for reading with us this wonderful book. I'm your moderator and narrator, Uriel NEVEU Riley. We're glowing, right? Yes, we're glowing. We got some good rain coming in to relief. We're shaking it up in the world. I love you all. Thank you for carrying the baton. That's what we do. That's where information is going into the baton to pass on, right? That's why we do this. We put it in our DNA. Yes, that coordination. Balance is the key, right? Pranayama. Balance in breathing. Having some beautiful water. Make sure you're taking sips throughout the day, okay? Throughout this process of living. All right. Stay in that love life essence. All right. Fly, eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, eagles, fight. We're wishing the best, guys. Have a wonderful championship Sunday. Hope you get some revitalized energy And that just permeates through the rest of the day. May peace be with you. Love to all our loved ones. Honor to all our loved ones. Highest heart love, guys. Thank you. Peace. You guys are so beautiful. Look at that. Perfect. Wow. Oh, much love. Peace. Honor.